Hello, beautiful souls. So, for many years of my existence, I lived with this dread or this way of thinking that I was always wondering when the other shoe was going to drop. I was always wondering when the rug was going to be pulled out from underneath me. And that was from a lot of traumatic events. A lot of them started in my youth. And this became a way of life for me that I wasn't really conscious of. However, in the last few years, I did become conscious of that. And a lot of people live this way. A lot of people are just, oh, things are going good. You know what that means? Something bad is coming. Wonder what's coming. And we can't even really fully experience the joy of the moments that are going really well because we're so worried about what's the next thing that's going to be bad that is going to occur. So I saw an interview between Oprah Winfrey and Dr. Brene Brown that really helped me, and it helped not only wake me up to the way that I was thinking, but also helped me find a new way to think about those things and to stop dress rehearsing tragedy and to really be able to focus on the joy that I did find in moments, even if it was brief. So one thing that she spoke of that really hit my heart was when the tragedy does arrive, no amount of dress rehearsal, no amount of creating stories in your head, no amount of making shit up in your head lessens the pain of the tragedy that occurs. And I thought, my God, she is right. And one incident in my life, I had an aunt who was battling cancer. And I was really concerned for when her passing was going to come. We knew she was probably not going to make it. And there was a day where my brother arrived at my job and I had news, and I thought it was going to be about her passing. Instead, I was told my brother-in-law was killed in Iraq. There was no amount of making shit up in my head that could have prepared me for the pain of that moment. So one lesson learned for me through life is the tragedy you're dress rehearsing is probably not even going to be the tragedy that occurs. And second, no amount of robbing your moments of today and your joy and your health and the good things going on right now is going to lessen the pain of the grief or the loss or what you're going to endure later when tragedy strikes. So I'm talking about this today because I think a lot of us are going through this now with this coronavirus situation. And we could easily be making up a lot of stuff in our head that may not even come to fruition. So I would encourage you, if you find yourself going down that rabbit hole, if you find yourself going through this mental process of all these doom and gloom what ifs, and maybe you're dress rehearsing tragedy, pull back a little bit and observe those thoughts and remind yourself all we have is now. I know it's cliche. It is so t-shirt and bumper sticker. But for real, all we have is right now. And something that works for me is when I catch myself thinking about all of those what ifs, and there's a lot of them. When I find myself dress rehearsing tragedy, I will pull back and I'll just, focus on my breath. You can count. Inhale for 3, exhale for 5. Inhale for 3, exhale for 5. Bring yourself back into your body. The breath is a great way to focus on the moment. And another thing that I do that helps is I tell myself right now statements. So right now, I am healthy. Right now, I am safe. Right now, I have a job. Right now, I have money in the bank. Right now, all of my needs are met, etc., whatever works for you. And maybe it's not those things. Maybe it's right now I can hear the birds singing outside. Right now, I'm listening to my favorite song. Right now, I am watching my favorite movie. It is really, it sounds so simple, and maybe some of you think it's strange, but it really does work. And I would just encourage you, focus on the now. There are so many ways that life can play out, and I can tell you most of them we just didn't see coming. How many of us saw this coming? And what were we dress rehearsing in our minds 3 weeks ago? And we didn't see this. So just keep that in mind. And again, stay safe, stay well. Much love.